Hello, welcome to the stargazing guide for July in the tropical south. Whether you're living in the tropical south or visiting the southern hemisphere savannas, this is a practical guide that will help you to explore the night skies in July. This video uses visuals from Stellarium app, which is also available online. The images show the night sky from roughly 6 degrees south of equator in mid-July between 9 and 10 p.m. This guide is intended to serve viewers in urban areas as well as dark sky areas. To facilitate this, we start by identifying objects bright enough to be seen by urban viewers and then use those objects to find dimmer objects. By using this star hopping method, you can enjoy stargazing from the backyard of your home in a city and prepare for the objects to watch if you get a chance to visit dark sky areas. If you are in an urban area, look for the darkest place you can find, ideally away from direct lights to get the best view. And if you are in a dark sky area, enjoy every detail. The main constellation chosen for July in this episode is Scorpius, which is found in the southern sky. In addition to finding Scorpius, we'll see several more constellations in the southern sky, namely Centaurus, the Crux, Triangulum Australe, Sagittarius, Lyra, and Pavo. Here we'll also identify several asterisms, namely the southern pointer stars, the southern Crux, the Teapot, and the Fishhook. In this tour, we'll identify the Zodiac constellations visible, and finally we'll find the southern celestial pole. We'll then turn north to see the constellations Borealis, Borealis, Hercules, Lyra, Aquila, and Cygnus. In this part of the sky, we'll also identify the following asterisms: the Keystone, the Summer Triangle, and part of the Little Dipper. We'll then end up in the western sky, where we'll see the constellations Virgo and Corvus, and the asterisms Spring Triangle and the Great Diamond of Virgo. So stay with me to the end for an exciting July sky tour. Let us begin by finding Scorpius in the southern sky. Looking south and raising your eyes towards overhead, you'll see a very bright reddish star close to overhead here. If we got it right, this bright star is called Antares, the heart of the Scorpion. Antares is a red supergiant located about 550 light years away. It is about 800 wider than the Sun. If placed at the center of the solar system, it would reach the orbit of Mars. Antares is also known as the rival of Mars because of its resembling red color. Its total brightness is 100,000 times that of the Sun. To the upper west side of Antares are 3 distinctly visible stars which, when connected to Antares like this, form the head and the claws of the Scorpion. Below Antares is a pattern of stars that form a clear J shape like this. With this J added, the shape of the Scorpius constellation is complete. Removing the upper part of Scorpius leaves the J shape, which is also known as the Fishhook asterism. To the eastern side of Scorpius is a region marked by bright stars that form the Teapot asterism, looking like this. The Teapot asterism is part of the Sagittarius constellation, which looks like this. In the southwestern side of Scorpius is a pair of very bright stars here. The brighter one on the east is Centaurus and the other is Hera. This pair is the southern pointer stars, called so because they point to the southern Crux, which is marked by these 4 stars here. Centaurus and Hera are part of the constellation Centaurus, which looks like this. The southern cross is the Crux constellation. Centaurus is the nearest star system situated about 4.4 light years away. It is a triple star system comprising of Alpha Centauri A and B and Proxima Centauri. It ranks as the 3rd brightest star in the night sky. Below Scorpius is the constellation Lyra, the altar here. In the southeastern sky, try to spot a pair of fairly bright stars looking like this. These stars are Alnair on the upper side and Tiaki on the lower side. If we look to the west of these 2 stars is another distinctly bright star called the Peacock here, while to the east there is another bright star called the Fomalhaut here. These 4 stars can be connected to form a shape of a boomerang like this, which is one of my distinct landmarks in this area. Alnair and Tiaki are in the constellation Grus, the crane, which looks like this. Peacock is in the constellation Pavo, the peacock, which looks like this. Grus and Pavo are among the 4 southern birds. The other 2, Phoenix and Tucana, have not fully risen at the date, time, and location of this guide. Between the pointer stars and Pavo is the constellation Triangulum Australe here. Scorpius and Sagittarius are the 8th and 9th zodiac constellations. To the east of Sagittarius is the 10th zodiac constellation, Capricornus, here. While to the west are other two, Libra, the 7th zodiac constellation here, and Virgo, the 6th here. Overhead is Ophacus, the 13th zodiac constellation up here. Zodiac constellations are those lying in the ecliptic, the path taken by the sun, moon, and planets. Before we leave the southern sky, let us find the southern celestial pole. Unlike the northern celestial pole, there is no bright star at the southern celestial pole. The common method of estimating its position is by extending the axis of the crux southward and a line coming from the middle of the pointer stars like this, to the point where these lines meet. This is the south celestial pole. Now let us turn north. Looking north, we will start by spotting the brightest stars. On the northwestern side, towards overhead, you will see a bright reddish star somewhere here. And on the northeastern side is a very bright whitish star somewhere here. The one on the northwestern side is Arcturus. Arcturus is a red giant located 37 light years away in the constellation Borealis. It is the 4th brightest star in the night sky. It is about 25 times the sun's diameter and 180 times more luminous. The main part of the constellation Borealis lies in the north of Arcturus, with some of its stars visible even in moderate light polluted areas. Borealis looks like this. It looks like a giant kite. The other bright star on the eastern side is Vega. It is a blue-white main sequence star located only 25 light years away. It is the 5th brightest star in the night sky. It is one of the 3 bright stars forming the summer triangle asterism. Other stars are Deneb on the eastern side here and Alnair up here. The summer triangle is obtained by connecting them like this. Vega is in the constellation Lyra, which looks like this, while Deneb is in the constellation Cygnus that looks like this. Alnair is in the constellation Aquila, which looks like this. Cygnus, the swan, is flying southward, while Aquila, the eagle, is flying northward. In the northern side of Arcturus, you can see a pattern made of 5 stars looking like this. This is the handle of the Big Dipper asterism. The rest of this asterism has already set at the time and location of this guide. From Arcturus, if you look in the northeastern direction, you may be able to see 2 distinctly bright stars aligned like this. The first one is called Alpheca, the brightest star in the constellation Corona Borealis, and the second is Zeta Herculis in the constellation Hercules. Corona Borealis, the northern crown, is marked by 7 jewels looking like this. Together with Zeta Herculis are 3 stars that make the keystone asterism looking like this. The keystone asterism forms the central part of Hercules constellation, which is completed by adding arms and legs like this. If you look to the left downward side of Vega, try to spot a pair of stars looking like this. And further in the same direction, you may be able to see another pair of stars down here. The first pair marks the head of the constellation Draco, the dragon, a long winding constellation looking like this. The other pair marks the bowl end of the Little Dipper asterism looking like this. The handle of the Little Dipper runs northward to the North Star, which from our location is below the horizon. The visibility of these 2 very northern constellations shows the advantage of viewing the sky from the position of this guide. Stargazing from the tropical position of this guide gives you visibility to about 95% of the sky, while viewing from places like London, which is the position of my Northern Hemisphere series, will give you about 85% of the sky. The position of this guide is so close to equator such that Earth's rotation allows almost the entire celestial sphere to pass through the field of view over the course of the year. Finally, there are some interesting objects in the western sky. Looking west, the red giant Arcturus is in the northwestern sky here, with the constellation Borealis looking like this. Now, extending a line from Arcturus in the southwest direction like this will take you to a distinctly bright star in the western sky here. This star is called Spica in the constellation Virgo, which we first saw while looking south. On the western side of Arcturus and Spica is a distinctly bright star somewhere here. This star is Dinbola, the tail of Leo, the lion. Dinbola is in the constellation Leo, which is partially submerged under the horizon at the time and location of this guide. Arcturus, Spica, and Dinbola mark the sides of the spring triangle asterism, looking like this. You can turn the spring triangle asterism to the great diamond of Virgo asterism by adding another dimmer star called Caroli, located towards the north like this. I always find it natural to associate the constellation Corvus with Spica, which is easily located by extending two lines from Spica to the four stars forming Corvus like this. The constellation Corvus, the crow, is also called Spica's spanker or the sail asterism. That brings us to the end of our brief stargazing guide in the tropical south for July. It is my hope that you have found it helpful. If so, please like and give your views in the comments section. Thank you for watching.